Hello, garden lovers. I wasn't gonna do a video right this moment, but a friend of ours stopped by. I was actually just got out of the shower, so we were standing on the porch, and I just can't help but be mesmerized of what's blooming. So I literally just stepped down um, the porch steps, and this is what I saw while I was talking on the porch. As you can see, my my bag of rocks is still there, and it was just a busy week, and I'm sad that it's over, but I'm also a little glad. Hold on, let me adjust this camera. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know how to fix the camera. Okay, so let's walk the garden and see what amazing things are going on. And when I say amazing, it literally is. This peony that I didn't know was this color. It's the first time it ever bloomed. It was the previous owner's peony, and it was planted in a very shady area, and last year I finally decided to dig it up and put it here in the sunny border. And the bloom, even though it's mostly faded now, it really catches your eye from far away. It is magnificent. So you can imagine there's still something left over, but it's smaller than the rest. I need to cut them, but I just can't seem to let go of them. And right next to it is the Moonlight in Paris. Sorry. Moonlight in Paris is blooming. So it opens up into this peachy yellow, but the buds, look at these buds. So it's funny because it bloomed last year. I planted it last year, but I don't remember it to be that blushy yellow. I thought it was, but anyway. But what I was saying is, you know, from the bud form, the first one, it took a while, probably a week, for it to open fully like that. So it literally just opened this morning, and the bud came out like last week. And also right behind the topiary is David Austin's Charlotte. The first time it ever bloomed. I have yet to go up close and personal and smell it, because I mean, beautiful. So yes, this is the I'm not gonna say front side of the border, but the border closest to the house. So the duet rose right by the arbor, it's standard duet. So here are the colors. So one is, look how yummy, wine deep color. and it kind of fades into this, but the other side is just like a pale pink, regular pink. So it has lots of bloom, considering it has black spots on the old leaves. They stay actually evergreen in my region, which is I'm in zone, I used to be 7B, and then last year we changed to zone 8. So yeah, it's evergreen. So the old leaves, which I have been cleaning it up, and I probably still have lots to do. I've been picking off, you know, the black spots, the leaves with the black spots, and but that's where it's at. The new leaves are fine, and I hope it will continue to be fine. Like I said, I will continue to pick off the diseased leaves. And then climbing the arbor is a clematis. I bought it in honor of my brother-in-law's mom that passed away about 2 years ago. And so she's Amelia, and she only have one bloom. I planted it last year as well. And then the rose climbing it is a David Austin, the Generous Gardener. So it's still in bud form. This is the first time that it bloomed. You know how sometimes it blooms right after you plant them. So it has black spots as well on the old leaves. And then, so yeah, so there's a couple of blooms, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so maybe a dozen blooms that I can see. Something is making a noise behind me where the irises are. So this iris actually bloomed, I don't know, mid-March, and then some more opened up lately. So I don't know, it's a big clump though, so maybe a few just bloom earlier than the others, but it's beautiful. So today, okay, I'm sorry. And then right underneath the irises are a nearly wide rose. This rose was it came out before the knockout, and then I guess, I don't know, something was wrong with them, and they developed the knockout, which is probably a better variety of rose than that. So it's nearly wild, and the beginning of spring they look okay, and it blooms pretty, and then after that it gets eaten by, and it will literally just be twigs for the rest of the year, and then it just comes back every year. And so I'm gonna take you up and on this path that I have yet to finish. So there's a path underneath the arbor, and I still have to widen it. I made this path before the arbor, so it's just literally like a one-person path, and then of course the arbor is wider. So here's my concrete mold, and I think I need 1, 2, maybe 2 bags of concrete to, you know, to widen that space right there. And I'm also, it ends here, and I'm also going to continue the path along the rock edging and connect with the existing path here. The reason why there is no concrete path this area is because the garden literally ended where the path ended. There used to be a huge oak tree where that limelight hydrangea is. So there was nothing there. It was just deep shade. And then I planted we used to have an arbor right here in this area right here. And we didn't have the fence before. And I planted a wisteria, and the wisteria ate the arbor and climbed up the tree and basically choked the tree. So that's why I am a big, not a wisteria fan, especially in the south where it gets out of control. And I'm still trying to kill the wisteria. Trust me, it pops up everywhere, especially in this hole right here. So I finally put a cardboard 2 days ago in there in hopes to kill it by taking away the sunshine, and because I planted something there last year and I have to dig it up. It was a lamb's ear. I have to dig it up because the wisteria still keeps popping up there. So along the path, everything is pink and blue with an accent of yellow right now, which is the end of April. So under the limelight and under the standard duet rose is a new Nepeta. It's called Cat's Pajamas. There used to be a Nepeta there last year, which is a taller variety, a Six Hills Giant. And it was flopping, like especially when it rained. And then it just looked messy, and it competed with everything around it. So I dug it up and gave it away and replaced it with Cat's Pajamas by Proven Winners, because it's more compact, and so as you can see, it would still get a little wider and become a ground cover for the taller plants, and so it looks neater there. And then these pincushion flowers I highly recommend it, especially if you have a hot climate like in the south or in the desert. This is evergreen for me, and so unfortunately last year I could only find 2 of the blue, so there's actually 2 plants in here. That's why it's a big clump. And then this pink one, which is so sweet. And then right beside it is the Gora. I wish it's the whirling butterfly variety, which I actually saw yesterday. We went to Pike's, but I didn't get it because I'm still in the process of figuring out a lot of things. And this, I call this bed the rose garden, is full right now. So that's why I didn't get the whirling butterfly. There's actually 2 of the Gora, the dark leaves. I can't remember the name of this, but it's being eaten by the yarrow, and I need to split that up. But I was going to, because a friend of mine here's Mia. a friend of mine, Angie, wanted yarrow, and it was, in the early stage of blooming. So I told her I'll divide that, or maybe take that out completely. It's just too tall. It's tall because it's in a very sunny area, and yarrow loves the sun and the heat. So yeah, so there's that Gora, the other Gora with the dark leaves in there. And then of course the blue Veronica, or purple, I guess. So beautiful, such a nice contrast with the pink peony. And then right behind it is the Amsonia, which is blue star Amsonia. So gorgeous. And this is such a beautiful day to film. We've been having wind and rain, windy for days, and somehow it's cloudy and calm this morning. And so another thing that's blooming is a reseeded spiderwort. It's blue with the yellow rose and the yellow Weigela in the back. Such a nice combination. And then of course the Gerber daisies are blooming. Not all of them, but they will be soon. And then I think I'm just gonna, I don't know, I was gonna dig out that weird color, but I think I'm just gonna leave her there for the meantime. But also what's about to bloom and what's about to shine is the rose campion, or Lychnis, or whatever you guys call them, but yeah, it's rose campion. So the whole patch there, it's also reseeded there, and then behind it is actually, and it blended. It's blending in is the lamb's ear. And then there's that rose, the two rose buds in there. I don't know, because I didn't put a marker on it, but it's a David Austin rose. It's pretty young, probably 3 years old, and it's the first time that it's blooming. So I'm not sure what variety it is. I call David Austin, but they don't have a record, because I'm not sure if I ordered it directly from them. I also ordered some of the David Austin roses from what's the name of that rose, the rose company, yikes, I can't remember. So they couldn't tell me. I didn't have, it's not in my history, in my order history. So, but anyway, so this another peony is about to bloom. So this is another inherited peony from the shade that I transplanted there. So, and then of course the penstemons, those guys are about to bloom, and there's another clump there as well. So I can't wait for them to bloom. So right now these lemon balms are nice green ground cover. So I can't wait to make tea pretty soon. Right after they bloom is the recommended way to harvest them for tea. And then this guy is another blue Veronica. So if you can see, the blue is coming out. So it's about to bloom as well. I planted it late last year, one of the late summer plant sale. And then this taller guy, let's see if you can see how taller he is than the rest. It's actually a variety of St. John's wort. The yellow guy right there is a St. John's wort. It was actually a free plant, but let me see if I can get a, here's another one here. I used to have a St. John's wort, and it grew like a bush, but it wasn't this yellow leaves. It was just a regular green leaf. So like I said, it was a freebie, and it didn't have tags, so I had two. So I don't know, I have to find that out, and so I can report back. And then over there, the orange flower is a spigelia, which is gonna be the favorite for the hummingbirds. And so here I am continuing the path. I was cleaning this bed, and here's my box of leaves. Just cleaning this area right here where the bird bath is. And there's actually, and the Sucritia, it's gonna get big. It was big last year, and you know, it just came up, so give it time and it will fill in that whole bare spot there. And then here's a variegated variety, which is new last year, so I don't know how that's gonna fare this year. So there's the yellow iris. There, I actually have two blooms, if you can see. So in this bed, which I call, this is the other side of the rose garden. This is the heart-shaped garden. It's full of mugwort right now, and I love the color combination with the yellow variegation on them. But when they're done blooming, the blooms are insignificant, but I grew them for the leaves. The leaf color in the spring, when it starts to grow up, it's a beautiful color. But this pretty soon will be full of echinacea, which is the purple or the old variety, native echinacea. So there's my path in the middle of the bed. And so if you continue on the shade garden over here, it's a little bare as always, because this is a difficult, let me stand this guy up. There is every year there's a plant sale in Rome, Georgia, in one of their museum plant sale, and every April I would go and pick up native plants, unusual plants, and this is actually a woodland phlox, and it bloomed. It was blooming when I got it, but beautiful blue. But I'm still undecided as to where she will go. And this is another plant sale plant that I got. This is a Jacob's ladder. It was also blooming. Another woodland plant. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out where they're gonna go, because they're so, to me, They're so delicate looking. They're not woody, so I don't want them to get trampled and, you know, get ruined. And so the fern that I dug up from the mountain is along with the miniature mouse ears, hosta. They're edging this shade garden. I guess I need to buy another mouse ear and put right here in the middle, in front of Walmart hosta, which is so pretty. So it's just an unnamed variety from Walmart. And then right beside it is a crinkle fries hosta, also planted last year. And that's another plant sale plant, which is a Alabama sunrise heucherella. So I am trying that out in this area, see how it fares, and to see if it comes back next year, see if it's hardy. Because this heuchera here, which is the timeless variety, I planted 6 of them and only 1 came back. So I think timeless is a new series, and it was created for repeat blooming. So that would be nice, you know, to have a repeat bloomer with that color and with, you know, that hosta. And you know, if it gets big and buds with that color, it would be great color. But I don't know. So lots of trial and error to see what, you know, fair, you know, what's a good plant to plant here. Because like I said, this is a dry shade with lots of roots because of all the trees, you know, that created the shade in there in the first place. So and also another favorite color is this purplish, it's a ground orchid or a poor man's orchid. The frost usually gets them, but they bounce back afterwards because our, you know, our April frost, we get a sporadic, you know, frost and then warm and then frost again. But so I got a few bloom this year, but the frost got these babies right here in the middle. That's why they're not blooming, and their leaves are kind of cut off. It got frosty. And so if you go on this path, to the right of the path is the hosta garden, or the anniversary hosta garden. So this is Empress Wu, my end of summer sale Empress Wu. I mean, yeah, I got it for 75% off, which I'm very happy. And I don't know, I didn't know how it's gonna come up, you know, after winter, but it's huge right now. It's probably, I don't know how long that is, but it's pretty big. But you know, it's a big variety, and it's only its first year in the ground. So, and then I can't remember if this is August moon, but I'm gonna have to look it up, and I'm gonna have to start tagging them, because I can't remember. And this one, or maybe that's, I don't even know. So now there's let me step back so I can see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hostas in there. This one I just planted again from Walmart, and I think that one as well, but I planted that last year. So it's sort of the same variegation, but only that has a narrow and more kind of limey edges, and this one, I don't know, the same thing. But, and then the Solomon seal in the background, and that bee is just enjoying the Solomon seal. Okay, so continue on the path, and this one is one of a variety of geranium, a wild geranium. It's one of the wildflowers, so I just dug it up from over there, which I call the driveway garden, and it gets, that area, it gets trampled all the time by, you know, humans and animals. So like I said, it's very fragile, just like my plant sale plants. So I just I stuck it in one of my estate sale pots, and it's taking care of that empty space right there. And also that that's also an estate sale pot. I'm gonna put next week I'm going to a nursery, one of mine and my mother-in-law's favorite, and I'm going to buy a hanging basket, and I'm gonna just pluck it in there to you know, to give that area color. And behind that actually is, I don't know if you can see, is the Hakonikloa, or the Japanese forest grass, and it's coming along. I'm so happy for that, because like I said, I babied it last year, because you're supposed to do that the first year, and then the year preceding there'd be drought tolerant and, you know, like low maintenance. But the first year is very important for them to survive and adapt. So, and then there's Mr. Buddha under the camellia. And so continue on the path, and then we are now on the other side of the rose garden. So there's the limelight on one end, and then the other limelight on that end, and they'll basically anchor when they bloom. You know, they're gonna bloom in the summer, and all summer long they're gonna anchor the bed. And because it used to be just one, and I decided to get this one. I think it was the last one at Home Depot, because it was like almost the end of summer, and so underneath it is this blue-eyed grass. I wish I could find another one. I didn't know how beautiful they were, but early spring it was just covered, and it was just a cloud of this blue daisy looking flowers. And then right beside it is white wands veronica. So and then there's another one there that's not in bloom, and so there's two of them, and it's so pretty in on the shade, well, when the sun is not out, that white just pops. And then I also, a couple of days ago, I planted 3 pincushion flower. The variety is called Fama, F-A-M-A, and they're bred to be for like cut flowers, flower arranging. So it has taller stems. If you can remember early on in this video that I showed you the pincushions in the other side of this garden, so they're just like smaller blooms, whereas this one's gonna have like a wider bloom and then a taller stem for cutting. So I got 3 of them, one here, one on that side in the middle of the irises, and then over here, right here under the hellebore. So the reason why I did that is because this rose campion, when it's done blooming, which is early summer, they will be done because they're biennial. So I will pull this out, and then so my plan is for this pincushion to take its place and hopefully form a clump, and then there's gonna be a self-sowing rose campion somewhere in here, so so you know, it'll be designed by nature. And that is the lamb's ear that I dug up where the wisteria used to be. So it got big just from last year. And then of course I made a path so I can get to the plants in the middle of the bed. And of course, you know, there's a volunteer rose campion in there, but no worries. And then I got this from the plant sale as well. This is the native what is it called, larkspur, the southeast native. So I don't know if you know larkspur, but larkspur will have like a feathery leaves, whereas this one is this kind of leaves. And I love larkspur because it's my birth flower for June, actually, larkspur. And then this echinacea is this is a yellow cornflower, and see how different it is. The leaves different from the purple echinacea. So also a native in the southeast. It's about to bloom, and I'll make sure to make a video to show you the bloom. And then here's a Verbena vulnarensis that self-sowed itself. It's probably 4 feet tall. Yep. And it's blooming, and it's gonna be, it will get thicker and wider in the summer, and then next year it's gonna self-sow everywhere in here, which I don't mind because they're airy, as you can see. Well, the sun came out, so sorry about that. But also, I wish you could smell this flower. It's a French variety, an old rose. So it's actually done blooming, and it smells so good. And there's a couple more coming up. It's called, let me show you, because I'm gonna butcher it. It's called Reine de Violette, which is translated to Queen of the Violets. So I underplanted it with common thyme, garden thyme. my time marker. And look how pretty the rose petals in there. And the thyme really doubled or tripled in size. And it's a nice ground cover. It didn't bloom, so I hope it will bloom soon, sometime in the summer. And this is the hardy geranium. I think it was Roseanne. It has dark flowers. And I don't know, they never like me. I have other varieties called Bucovo, which is a pink. And they come back, but you know, last year she was bigger. Maybe it will get bigger as the season progresses. And here's the other pincushion flower. And so these irises were white. They bloomed and they were pretty. And there's the up close of the Amsonia, or the blue star Amsonia. I wish they would rebloom, but yeah, when it's done blooming, that's it. But it gets, you know, it gets, the clump gets bigger over time. So she's actually a little bigger this year. And then there's the foxgloves about to bloom. And I think that's a white foxgloves. And then there's another my birth flower larkspur, the native, in there in front of Charlotte, to the David Austin yellow rose, one of the yellow roses. So, and there's a big fat bee. And then that Weigela, the kaleidoscope, there's a hole in there, an empty spot, but I don't really want to plant anything there because I know that Weigela is going to spread. And also I'm hoping that like a rose campion like that one will just reseed itself in there somewhere. So this is another Veronica, the blue variety. I think it's called, I don't know, Palace Purple, I can't remember. So it's getting really big, so I'm happy about that. And then these are wildflowers. They look like they're just wild yellow daisies. So I leave them there. They're pretty, so, and they're flowers too, so they deserve a place in the garden. And then on the other side of the bed is my no-dig bed that I started in the fall. So this is a new variety of gardenia. It's supposed to be a compact gardenia, but you know, and also look at how pretty the new growth are, or the buds. It's just a different gardenia and it's so pretty. So I thought I would get it and plant it here. And then that daylily just got there by itself. And then I thought I would plant this Iceland poppy in here. And then yesterday I got another cat's pajamas, and the orange, which is about to open, I need to deadhead it to encourage new blooms. But anyway, it would contrast well with the purple of the cat's pajamas. So if you can imagine it, it would be beautiful. The purple, blue purple, and the orange. So, and in this bed is, I planted in the middle this green or viridis Japanese maple. as you can see. And I also underplant it with 2 different thyme. One is variegated and the other one is just a woolly thyme. Woolly thyme. And then on the outside are the Dioro daylilies, but they're not the typical Stella Dioro yellow. The Dioro is a slow growing daylily, and I thought it would be appropriate here, but they're the purple Dioro, and I thought I would contrast it with you know, sharp yellow and orange marigolds. So yeah, the Dioro lilies, they're, you know, I planted them last year, and I actually divided like 2 plants. So I got 5 of them from the 2 plants, and that should fill in nicely as the season progresses. And then of course the pretty, what is that called? Just a weed. And then I have this Caradonna, the 2 of them. One is hiding in there. Caradonna salvia that I got from Bluestone Perennials, along with this Helenium. They're small right now, just like any mail order plants, but they should, especially the Helenium, it'll probably grow about 3 feet tall with, I think I got Moorheim variety, which is a yellow and orange blooms on them. And then of course the newly planted Homestead Verbena to contrast the purple and the orange contrast. It's so beautiful. See, I know the sun is kind of glaring right now. And then the oat grass next to it. So, you know, I just tried to have contrast with not just the colors, but also the leaf contrast. Just a blade, and then this lacy from the verbena, and then this, I think something's eating the marigold leaves, but you know, they should grow a little bushier before the season is over. So that's it. That's the garden. It's actually the 26th of April. So this is what the garden looks like. This is what's blooming in April, and I can't wait for May and see all the rose campions. And also this dahlia, I didn't dig it up for the winter. I just left it there, and she did really well with just the leaf litter covering her. So yeah, that is everything. There's an azalea. She was an orange, and she just got done blooming. And yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you got a chance to get out today in your garden. And I'll see you again, dear garden lovers, somewhere in the garden path. Bye.